what's the latest and the greatest in the present day scenario that you think is more relevant than other?
I think that, art is always going to be chronicling time. In fact, that is the true value of art within society. And I think whether you come into the West or whether you look at Asia, you will always find that good art is engaging and presenting a kind of interpretation and a conversation that deals with what is the here and the now. And I think that is what we would look at. It would be easy to talk about a trend or an ism, but the real truth of art is what it actually unfolds for a kind of audience, public citizenship to be able to engage with, that is both provocative, insightful and questioning. So art must hold dissent. That's important.
We have the beautiful Rekha Rodwittiya right here with us, a beautiful painter all the way from India who has made it to Sala Festival 2024, South Asian Literature and Art Festival 2024 is showcasing wonderful artists like Rekha who have made very different kind of paintings, the paintings that show narration, the paintings that depict metaphor, the paintings that surface allegory and whatnot. But I think, and I've read it somewhere, so I'm stealing it from somewhere, that paintings can't depict anything better than a human mind can imagine. So welcome to Yo India TV with me, Jasleen Khanuja, and tell us a little more about yourself and your paintings.
Delighted to be here. Thank you. Well, Sala is a wonderful platform because it gets multidisciplinary interaction together. And as a painter who is dealing with issues related to human concerns and feminist spaces, it's really quite wonderful for me to meet up with other people who have similar territories of human concern. So they're writers and they're architects, and I think what we are intending to do and what I intend to do as an artist is to negotiate a kind of position that we have in terms of how we look at the world as it is today, and to discourse about things that are of concern for us. The world is not in its best state today. I think we realize that, and the human rights conditions, issues related to women's health, basic justice and rights for people who are minorities. These are concerns that we all share. And as writers and painters, this becomes the kind of territory that we engage with. So my art has, for many years, I've been working for almost 4 decades. The territory of my ideas hasn't changed. What has changed is the way the world unfolds. And in doing that, one continues to make the inquiries according to what presents itself to me as it is today.
Though gender equality is far from the norm as a reality of this nation, there is nonetheless a multitude of voices that stridently call to attention the need to dispel the bigoted stereotype of gender bias and seek to accommodate the changes that we know to be possible and real. In a world where atrocities are committed against women in the name of upholding traditional values, a focus to readdress this is vital if we are to define true liberty for all humanity. It is to such collective concerns that I reaffirm my allegiance and remain proud to call myself a feminist.
A lot of painters paint their emotions. Not every time it looks so real, so natural. The colors that they put, or it also depends upon the actual physical palette that they have. There are limitations of the palette itself sometimes. To merge the two into making it feel really what you wanted to bring out is not always so easy. So tell us a little more about how you make it happen.
Thank you. So I think that, it depends on what I am wishing to deal with. Right now I'm dealing with a series of work that is called Home is Wherever You Are. and I am using digital imagery upon which I paint over, completely obliterating it. And so I think that in accordance with what the idea is, comes the material that we choose to work with. I'm somebody where, though the work is figurative and narrative in tradition, they're not stories in themselves, but as you rightly said earlier, deals with metaphors and allegories that hopefully evoke people to bring their experiences as well in order to decode it. So I think it's just like any person that deals with linguistics, you have a space of time within which you hone your capabilities. And for me as an artist, I think color is something that has been a major factor in terms of the material and the deliverance of my articulation.
For me, art is a space where everything I know gets clarified and where doubts are battled and where failure does not defeat me. When I make an artwork, I feel I know myself best. I find myself observing things minutely at all times. I think this stems from the fact that I do not sketch, so instead I draw inside my head. I carry these tracings of memory and they accumulate to become my database of references from which I comprehend structure when I reassimilate them into a visual vocabulary of transposed meanings.
I would like to go back to the time when you were with Nasreen Muhammadi, who is considered as the greatest abstract painter of India. So tell us more about how you met him and what was overall your experience in being with them?
So Nasreen Muhammadi is one of India's leading female artists who unfortunately no longer is with us, but she was my teacher. And I think that the Faculty of Fine Arts at MS University in Baroda in the 70s was one of the most profound educational spaces. It was a different India. It was an India that was encouraging of being open and inclusive. And I think I had the fabulous ability an opportunity rather, to have the discipline of learning from artists who had a kind of breadth of information and were not trying to create clones in their making. They wanted you to be able to discover your particular personal language. Nasreen is somebody who is iconic, and yes, I hold great gratitude that she was my teacher.
As a student in Baroda, I was exposed to a powerful combination of imbibing both the aspects of the traditional as well as deciphering the challenges of an evolving modernity, which then set the stage for me to engage in examining how to locate my personal history within the larger framework of a cultural context.
As you said, your skills have been honed and you have also evolved over the time as an artist. The times have changed, so the narratives that you're depicting have also changed. So what's the latest and the greatest in the present day scenario that you think is more relevant than other?
I think that, art is always going to be chronicling time. In fact, that is the true value of art within society. And I think whether you come into the West or whether you look at Asia, you will always find that good art is engaging and presenting a kind of interpretation and a conversation that deals with what is the here and the now. And I think that is what we would look at. It would be easy to talk about a trend or an ism, but the real truth of art is what it actually unfolds for a kind of audience, public citizenship to be able to engage with, that is both provocative, insightful and questioning. So art must hold dissent. That's important.
Each of us, in our moments of reflection, will know the value of this double-edged sword. As somebody who has faced the attacks of censorship for representations of nakedness in my art, I continue to insist that cultural vigilantism cannot dictate and will not compromise the liberty that is constitutionally my right.
What's your opinion about this year's South Asian Literature and Art Festival 2024, Sala, who is showcasing you as one of the leading artists?
I'm a great supporter of Sala. I've actually presented my work in the first Sala that was presented. And I think that what it does is to really showcase and bring together fabulous minds and a very good selection of what is relevant to South Asia today. So we are really, it's quite a fabulous platform and it keeps growing each year. I think we must credit Mayuranki, Kiran, and Ambika for the kind of persistent endeavor. It's not easy given the fact that each of those individuals have their own worlds of professional worlds that they are very, very well known within. And to still, engage and create this platform, which is hugely meaningful and not just a glitzy event, that happens today and is forgotten tomorrow, is really, really important. And it's great that Stanford is, co-hosting it this year because I think it's such a fabulous educational, iconic institution that obviously it's lovely to be partnering with, for Sala to be partnering with them.
Any final words to all the viewers?
Oh, do please come. This is such a fabulous, joyous occasion where new ideas are being contemplated, conversations are occurring, new friendships are happening, because a world without exchange and sharing is a soulless world. So please do come. It's wonderful to have opportunities like this to put oneself into new areas of engagement.
Wonderful, and keep looking out for more content from Sala Festival 2024. Thank you, Rekha ji, for your time in speaking with Yo India TV.
Pleasure is all mine.